time to update our old worn-out RV table to this new one made of solid wood. I had some technical issues with some of my early footage when I was making the original table, so I'm reenacting it, if you like, and going through the steps with this piece of spruce here, but it's the same idea. First step is rip the wood down to 6-inch wide strips. Run them over the planer to get a flat surface. This usually takes several passes to get the wood flat. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is get a 90-degree edge. So putting the finished edge against the back of the planer, and that'll give me a true 90-degree on this one edge. Now the next step is to rip it to width, just to make the two parallel edges. Here, raise the blade up just above the wood. There is no guard in this machine, as you will notice. Use all your guards, okay? Most of my machinery was made before I was born, and there is no guards available. So do use your guards. Next step is to get the top surface of the wood parallel to the bottom. So I run it through the planer. This will take several passes as well. So now we get the wood come out. This is finished. All four edges are parallel and square. Next step here is we're going to glue the pieces together. Now we're going to use a biscuit joiner to put in biscuits. And this is not really for strength because this wood is plenty strong enough. It's thick. It's more for alignment. Now this piece of wood has knots in it. The wood that I used was clear pine, so I wasn't really that worried about little imperfections in it. We're just making this. This is just basically to show you the machine work involved in doing it. Test fitting the biscuits and making sure that the edges line up. Now take it apart and glue it up. I've seen all kinds of high-tech ways to spread glue. Closest piece a little cut off. Anything that I've cut recently works just as good. Now I've just glued two pieces of wood together, but I believe there was 7 in the table. So I put them together one pair at a time, let them dry, then put the next together. I think I did the table and got the two halves together, and then I could run them through my sander. So here's the boards again, running them through the planer one more time just to get any little imperfections out of it. Now this is my drum sander, and this is not a very common tool, but it works great for doing this because I was able to make the table in 2 pieces, run them through the sander, and then do the final glue up. And at that point, everything after that was hand sanding. This does not have a motorized feed on it because this, like you can notice, it's a do-it-yourself. So what you do is you actually push the wood through about 4 or 5 times without adjusting your depth. and then you get a very even surface. Now cutting it to length. I've just used anything to get my radius. You can use a compass if you like. Bandsaw to cut the radius. Jigsaw works just as well. Sander just to sand and clean up that edge. Now to the router table with the 1/2 inch round over bit. I rounded over both the top and the bottom edge of everything except for the end where the table goes against the wall. Just cleaning up the edge and sanding, and then hand sanding after that. A lot more sanding than what I've shown. Now we're up to date, let's jump to the finished table. Now if you notice the grain, it's going up and down alternating. That's one of the reasons why you cut the boards in 6-inch width. This way, as it warps, taking moisture in and out, each one will offset the other. So always alternate your grain with the curves going up or the curves going down every board. This is the side that goes against the wall. Now I use pine instead of hardwood just for weight. Staining is all about timing. If you want a lighter finish, wipe it off almost immediately. If you're trying to achieve a deeper finish, like I am, leave it on. I'm gonna need a second coat. I'm happy. I think it turned out good. This is the reason I wanted to replace this table. The arm brake was coming off. It had been remounted several times, screws holding the plywood together. It was a mess. I'm keeping everything from the table. The leg we'll reuse, and the old table I will put down when we change the dinette over to bed. Check your drill bit so it doesn't go too deep into the wood. And make sure your screws aren't too long. Here's the finished table. I'm quite happy with the grain and everything. It came out quite well. We decided to lower the table 1.5 inches just to make it more comfortable for us. Normally you would screw that aluminum piece right on the back of the table. The riser piece is not glued to the table. It is just loosely screwed on with oversized holes that allow it to expand. Thank you for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe.